All right, folks, welcome to another script reading. Today we are reading Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One. I refuse to say the other title, a Star Wars story, because that sounds stupid. So Star Wars Rogue One. Um, this is our cast. I am your host, Curtis. I will also be playing roles of Darth Vader and Chirruit Imwe. We got our Jin Erso and Jennifer. We got Cassian Andor as Anne. We got our sassy robot K2SO, played by Jessica. Jessica was also be doing our scene description. We have Saw Gerrera, played by Jeremy. We have our villain, Orson Krennic, played by Logan. And Erik will be playing Galen and Erso, and also Baze Malbus, I believe. We have Carina as Senator Mothma and Lyra Erso, and we got Travis as Bodhi Rock and Grand Moff Tarkin. So, Jessica, whenever you're ready, start us off.
All right. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, written by Chris Weitz and Tony Gilroy. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Opens on a shot of a planet which pans up to a view of planetary rings with a small ship flying through them. Switches to a shot of the planet Lamu and the ship flying through the rings. A shot of the planet closer up with the ship flying towards the surface. The ship flies down across a farm and passes by a white worker droid who watches the ship. Cuts to a young Jin Erso running across the rocky plains with the ship following behind her. Interior Erso homestead, inside the Erso homestead.
Mama!
We know, Jin. Gather your things. It's time.
The ship lands near the Erso homestead. Lyra contacts Saw Gerrera.
So it's Lyra. It happened. It's come for us.
You know what to do.
Jin, come here. Remember, what I do it perfect. I do it to protect you. Say you understand.
Galen embraces Jin and the two stand still for a few moments.
I understand.
I love you, Stardust.
I love you too, Papa.
Galen.
Go.
Outside the home.
Jin, you know where to go, don't you? Trust the Force.
Lyra takes off a pendant and hands it over to her daughter, fastening it around her neck. In front of the Erso home stands Director Orson, Krennic flanked by Death Troopers. Galen confronts Krennic.
You're a hard man to find, Galen. But farming? Really? Man of your talents?
Peaceful life.
It's lonely, I imagine.
Since Lyra died, yes.
Oh, my condolences. Search the house.
Understood.
What is it you want?
You to come back.
I won't do it, Krennic.
We are on the verge of greatness. We are this close to providing peace, security for the galaxy.
You're confusing peace with terror.
We have to start somewhere.
I'll be of no help, Krennic. My mind just isn't what it was. I have trouble remembering, even simple things.
Galen, you're an inspiring scientist, but a terrible liar. Now, I admire the effort. I really do.
Lyra emerges from the grass holding a blaster.
Oh, look. Here's Lyra back from the dead. It's a miracle.
Lyra aims her blaster at Krennic.
Stop!
Death Troopers aim their weapons at Lyra as she approaches.
Oh, Lyra. Troublesome as ever.
You're not taking him.
No, of course I'm not. I'm taking you all. You'll all come. You, your child, you'll all live in comfort.
As hostages.
As heroes of the Empire.
Put it down. Think very carefully.
You will never win.
Do it.
A Death Trooper shoots Lyra right as she hits Krennic in the shoulder. Lyra falls down dead.
Lyra, no!
They have a child. Find it!
Death Troopers march off to find Jin. One of them picks up a Stormtrooper toy that she had dropped. Jin hides in a cave and climbs into a secret hatch. Death Troopers walk by but don't see the hatch and leave. Later, the hatch is opened. Jin sees the face of Saw Gerrera peering down at her.
My child, come. Come. We have a long ride ahead of us.
Theme song plays as the camera slowly reveals the title. Jin wakes up in an Imperial prison cell. Her cellmate snores loudly on the bunk opposite. She wipes her face with a cloth and stares through the bars.
Check-in security, cell block 4227. 4227.
A stormtrooper walks past, checking on the cell, cuts to a large asteroid with a trading outpost built on top of it. Ring a Catherine, trading outpost. A busy street is full of people and aliens. Cassian, Andor pushes through the crowd and then ducks into an alleyway where he meets Tivik, an informant.
I was about to leave.
Ugh. I came as fast as I could.
I have to get back on board. Walk with me.
Back to Jeddah?
They'll leave without me.
Sorry. Easy. You have news from Jeddah. Come on.
An Imperial pilot, one of the cargo drivers, he disinfected yesterday, he's telling people they're making a weapon, the kyber crystals. That's what they're for.
What kind of weapon?
Look, I have to go.
What kind of weapon?
A planet killer, that's what he called it.
Planet killer?
Someone named Erso sent him, some old friend of Sal's.
Galen Erso, was it?
I don't know. They're looking for Saul when we left.
Who else knows this?
I have no idea. It's all falling apart. Saul's right. There's spies everywhere.
A pair of stormtroopers appear in the alley.
What's all this?
Come on, let's see some scan docs.
Yeah, of course. My gloves?
Cassian pulls a blaster and kills the stormtroopers.
No, what have you done?
Troopers down, section 9. Cassian quickly nods towards a wall lined with sticking out wires and tubes.
Are you crazy? I'll never climb out of here. My arm.
A squad of stormtroopers races towards the place of the incident.
Get out of the way. Move.
Calm down. We'll be all right.
Cassian pretends to comfort Tivik, but shoots him in the back. As the stormtroopers approach, he manages to climb up the wall and disappear before they can see him. Jeddah, Imperial-occupied moon.
Sir.
A group of militia are walking across a desert with a prisoner. The militia pulls a bag off of the head of Bodhi Rook, a defected Imperial pilot.
Is that him? Looks kind of different than I imagined.
On your feet. It's a pilot, a defector.
Okay, so you saw Sol Gerrera. No, okay. We're just wasting time that we don't have. I need to speak to Sol Gerrera. I keep telling them before it's too late.
Keep your heads down. The Imperials will be searching for him.
We're out here in the middle of nowhere. We need to get to Jeddah City. What part of urgent message do you guys not understand? Hey, we're all on the same side. If you just see past the uniform for a minute, I've got to speak to Sol Gerrera.
He continues mumbling as a bag is put on his head again and he is pulled away. Wabani, Imperial labor camp. Interior transport. Inside a transport, Jin in restraints is sitting amongst other prisoners in a transport guarded by stormtroopers. The transport suddenly stops.
What now?
I don't know. Must be another pickup.
I thought we had everybody.
The door to the transport bursts open and Rebel Alliance soldiers file in, killing the stormtroopers.
All clear, sir.
Halleck? Liana Halleck?
Her.
You want to get out of here? Jin nods as she is freed from her restraints.
Hey, what about me?
Jin kicks the rebels, grabbing a shovel, and hits the other soldiers out of the way before jumping out of the transport. However, at the exit, she is grabbed and choke-slammed to the ground by a tall Imperial droid, K2SO. Congratulations, you are being rescued. Please do not resist. Yavin 4, Rebel Base. The camera shifts from the gas giant Yavin to its small satellite Yavin 4.
LU-28, report to maintenance level 4.
Interior Masai rebel base inside the temple, Jin is led to a table where members of the rebel council are assembled. She sits down, uncomfortable.
You're currently calling yourself Liana Halleck, is that correct? Possession of unsanctioned weapons, forgery of imperial documents, aggravated assault, escape from custody, resisting arrest. Imagine if the imperial authorities had found out who you really were. Jin Erso. That's your given name, is it not? Jin Erso, daughter of Galen Erso, a known imperial collaborator in weapons development.
What is this?
It's a chance for you to make a fresh start.
Cassian Andor appears from behind a wall and approaches the meeting.
We think you might be able to help us.
This is Captain Cassian Andor, Rebel Intelligence.
When was the last time you were in contact with your father?
15 years ago.
Any idea where he's been all that time?
I like to think he's dead. It makes things easier.
Easier than what? That he's being a tool of the Imperial war machine?
I've never had the luxury of political opinions.
Really? When was your last contact with Saul Gerrera?
It's been a long time.
He'd remember you, though, wouldn't he? He might agree to meet you if you came as a friend.
We're up against the clock here, girl, so if there's anything to talk about, we'll just put you back where we found you.
I was a child, saw Gerrera save my life. He raised me, but I have no idea where he is. I haven't seen him in years.
We know how to find him. That's not our problem. What we need is someone who gets us through the door without being killed.
You're all rebels, aren't you?
Yes, but Saul Gerrera is an extremist. He's been fighting on his own since he's broke with the rebellion. His military has caused the Alliance a great many problems. We have no choice now but to try to mend the broken trust.
What does this have to do with my father?
There's an Imperial defector in Jeddah, a pilot. He's being held by Saul Gerrera. He's claiming the Emperor is creating a weapon with the power to destroy entire planets. The pilot says he was sent by your father.
We need to stop this weapon before it is finished.
Captain Andor's mission is to authenticate the pilot's story, and then, if possible, find your father.
It appears he is a critical to the development of this super weapon. Given the gravity of the situation in your history with Saul, we are hoping that he will help us locate your father and return him to the Senate for testimony.
And if I do it?
We'll make sure you go free.
Outside the temple, Jin and Cassian approach a vessel stationed on a landing pad. General Draven calls out to Cassian from a distance.
Captain Andor.
Cassian approaches him, leaving Jin behind. She climbs into a U-wing sitting on the landing pad and sees the droid she's been rescued by. Inside a U-wing. I'm K2SO. I'm a reprogrammed Imperial droid.
I remember you.
I see the Council is sending you with us to Jeddah.
Apparently so.
That is a bad idea. I think so, and so does Cassian. What do I know? My specialty is just strategic analysis. Outside the ship, Draven confronts Cassian while Jin isn't there.
Galen Erso is vital to the Empire's weapon program. Forget what you heard in it. There'll be no extraction. You find him, you kill him. Then and there.
Inside the U-wing, Cassian climbs inside the U-wing and looks at its passengers.
You met K2?
Charming.
He tends to say whatever comes into his circuits. It's a byproduct of the reprogram.
Jin loads a blaster and spins it in her hands. K2SO looks at her, alarmed. Why does she get a blaster and I don't? Cassian turns around sharply.
What?
I know how to use it.
That's what I'm afraid of. Give it to me.
We're going to Jeddah. That's a war zone.
That's not the point. Where did you get it?
I found it.
I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
Trust goes both ways.
Cassian sighs and hops into the pilot seat. You're letting her keep it? Would you like to know the probability of her using it against you? It's high.
Let's get going.
It's very high. The U-wing takes off and leaves Even 4. Partisan base on Jeddah. The camera slowly moves up to reveal Saw Gerrera, a man machine with a respirator and a prosthetic leg. Bodhi is brought up before him, and he still has the sack on his head.
Lies! Deception! Let's see it. Bodhi Rock. Cargo pilot. Local boy, huh?
Uh-huh.
Edrio passes Saw a holopad that had been taken from Bodhi earlier.
This was found in his boot when he was captured.
Okay, I can hear you. You can't capture me. I can hear myself. I defected. I defected.
Every day more lies.
Lies? Would I risk everything for a lie? No, we don't have time for this. I have to speak to Sol Gerrera before it's too late.
The sack is pulled off of Bodhi's head. He shakes his head and blinks at the sight of Saw.
Okay. So you that's for you, and I gave it to them so they did not find it. I gave it to them, Galen Erso. He told me to find it.
Bogalet?
Saw nods to Edrio, and Bodhi visibly begins panicking.
Bogalet? Galen Erso sent me. He told me to find you.
His voice is muffled and confused as the sack is pulled over his head again and he is dragged away. Star Destroyer Executrix, a Star Destroyer overlooking the construction of the Death Star. A TIE fighter flies towards what looks like the stars, but reveals itself as an Imperial Star Destroyer. Behind the ISD, an even more massive structure emerges from the darkness, the Death Star. Imperial officers sit in command pits on both sides of the bridge. Director Krennic approaches Grand Moff Tarkin, who is standing with his back to the camera as he watches the construction of the Death Star. Tarkin turns around to face the camera.
Most unfortunate about the security breach on Jeddah, Director Krennic. After so many setbacks and delays, and now this. We've heard word of rumors circulating through the city. Apparently you've lost a rather talkative cargo pilot. The Senate gets wind of our project, countless systems will flock to their rebellion.
The battle station is finished, Governor Tarkin. The Senate will be of little concern.
When has become now, Director Krennic? The Emperor will tolerate no further delay. You have time, an ally of the rebellion. I suggest we solve both problems simultaneously with an immediate test of this weapon. Failure will find you explaining to a far less patient audience.
I will not fail.
Krennic turns around and signals to his bodyguards to flank him as he leaves. Tarkin watches the super laser being set into place, completing the Death Star. Inside Jin's dream, she sees herself as a little girl. Her father is still an Imperial officer on Coruscant. He is drinking and laughing together with a younger Krennic. She is peering into the room, and her father walks over to her and picks her up, placing her in bed. There are blurred visions of her mother, Lyra.
What's the matter, Jin? You look frightened. Always protect your Stardust. Don't ever change.
Trust Galen.
Jin wakes up inside the U-Wing and blinks as Cassian speaks up.
We're coming into orbit. You have controls.
The U-Wing lands in front of a view of the holy city of Jeddah with a Star Destroyer hovering in the sky just above it. Multiple smaller shuttles and TIE fighters are going back and forth between the destroyer and the city. The two rebels and the droid disembark and get on the ground to look at the city through binoculars.
That's Jeddah, or what's left of it. We find Saw, we find your father.
What's with the destroyer?
It's because of your old friend, Saw Gerrera. He's been attacking the cargo shipments.
What are they bringing in?
What are they taking out? Kyber crystal, all they can get. We wondered why they were stripping the temple, now we know. It's the fuel for the weapon.
The weapon your father's building.
Maybe we should leave target practice behind.
Are you talking about me?
She's right. We need to blend in. Stay with the ship.
I can blend in. I'm an Imperial droid. The city is under Imperial occupation.
Half the people here want to reprogram you. The other half want to put a fucking hole in your head. Sorry, just threw an F-bomb in there just for shits and giggles.
I'm surprised you're so concerned with my safety and the language that you use. Jin walks past them, slamming a bag into his hands as she walks by.
I'm not. I'm just worried why they might miss you and hit me.
K2SO drops the bag on the ground as they leave. Doesn't sound so bad to me. Interior partisan base. In the base, Bodhi is strapped to a chair. A strange blob-like alien with long tentacles emerges from the darkness. Bodhi shivers and tries moving back but fails. He watches in horror as the alien approaches.
Bugler can feel your thoughts. No lie is safe. What have you really brought me, cargo pilot? Bugler will know the truth. The unfortunate side effect is that one tends to lose one's mind.
Borgalet's tentacles begin to wrap around Bodhi and stroke his head, reaching into his thoughts.
No!
In the holy city of Jeddah, Cassian and Jin walk through a crowd in a narrow street. Jin accidentally bumps into Dr. Avazan and Ponda Baba, who turn to them, annoyed.
Hey, just watch yourself.
No trouble, tourists. We don't want any trouble. Sorry. Come on.
A squad of stormtroopers is seen distributing holopads with the face of Bodhi Rook on them and questioning citizens.
Citizens of Jeddah, you must come forward with information on the location of a missing cargo pilot. A reward of 600 credits for the information shall be rewarded.
I had contact, one of your Saul's rebels, but he's just gone missing. His sister will be looking for him. The temple's been destroyed, but she'll be there waiting. We'll give you your name and hope that it gets us a meeting with Saul.
Hope?
Yeah, rebellions are built on hope.
The squad of stormtroopers approaches a citizen and is about to search their house. The citizen protests inaudibly in an alien language.
Hands where I can see him. Get over there. What's my identification? Check inside.
Is this all because of your pilot?
She notices Chirruit Imwe, blind and dressed in monk-like robes, sitting beside the street.
May the force of others be with you. May the force of others be with you.
Wait for me.
May the force of others.
Cassian walks up, leaving Jin standing there.
May the force of others be with you. May the force of others be with you. Will you trade that necklace for a glimpse into your future?
Jin turns around and comes closer, alarmed and interested.
Yes, I'm speaking to you. I'm Chirruit Imwe.
How did you know I was wearing a necklace?
For that answer, you must pay. What do you know of Kyber crystals?
My father, he said they powered the Jedi lightsabers.
Cassian returns and finds her talking to Chirruit.
Jen, come on, let's go.
Strongest stars have parts of Kyber.
Cassian pulls Jin away as Chirruit speaks.
Let's go. We're not here to make friends.
Who are they?
The Guardians of the Wills, protectors of the Kyber Temple, but there's nothing left to protect, so now they're just causing trouble for everybody.
You seem awfully tense all of a sudden.
We have to hurry. This town, it's ready to blow.
Cassian and Jin push quickly through the crowd when they notice a heavily guarded Imperial transport move along the street. Jin looks up to see armed people waiting on the roof and several more hiding in the pathways next to the main street. She looks at Cassian nervously.
Citizens of the Empire, Imperial forces.
A partisan throws the thermal detonator underneath the tank accompanying the transport. The tank explodes and partisans begin fighting the stormtroopers. Chaos begins as people run away and firing begins. Jin and Cassian hide behind a wall, blasters ready.
Tell me you have a backup plan.
Incoming!
Put your guns down.
Looks like we found Saw's rebels.
Jin sees a small child standing under a tall tower crying. She runs to save her and covers her with her body as the two fall to the ground. A partisan shoots the stormtroopers from the top of the tower.
Jen, no!
The child's mother quickly arrives and takes her daughter. Thank you.
Tower.
Get out of there.
A stormtrooper aims a rocket at the tower and fires. Jin barely makes it out and runs to cover. Next to the ruins of the tank, partisans gather to take out something from the transport.
Quickly, the Kyber. Get it. Here, take the Kyber. Take the Kyber. Come on.
This way!
They are surprised by an Imperial droid that looks exactly like K2SO. Jin shoots it and it falls to the ground. K2SO walks out from behind it. He looks startled. Did you know that wasn't me?
Of course.
I thought I told you to stay on the ship.
You did, but I thought it was mooring, and you were in trouble. There are a lot of explosions for two people blending in. A grenade sails towards K2SO, but he catches it without looking and throws it backwards towards a group of stormtroopers.
Freeze right there.
The grenade explodes, killing the entire squad of stormtroopers. Jin and Cassian exchange looks. You're right, I should just wait on the ship. Cassian and Jin and K2SO walk into a clearing with multiple stormtroopers. Halt, stop right there.
Where are you going with those prisoners?
These are prisoners.
Yes, where are you taking them?
I am taking them to imprison them. In prison.
He's taking us to...
K2SO slaps Cassian. Quiet! And there's a fresh one if you mouth off again.
We'll take them from here.
That's okay. If you could just point me in the right direction, I can take them. I'm sure. I've taken them this far. The stormtroopers grab Jin and Cassian and cuff them to take them away. The two struggle to break free.
Hey, wait a second.
Take them away.
Wait!
Hey, droid. You can't take them away. You stay here. You need to check your diagnostics.
Diagnostics? I am capable of running my own diagnostics, thank you very much. Chirruit emerges from a doorway, drawing the attention of stormtroopers, and walks towards them, tapping his staff on the ground.
Let them pass in peace. Let them pass in peace. The Force is with me, and I am with the Force. And I fear nothing, for all is as the Force wills it.
Hey, stop right there.
He's blind. I said stop right there. Chirruit stops, listening closely to the stormtroopers' movements. As they begin firing, he waits for the right moment and springs into action, easily beating up the stormtroopers. He is impossible to hit and dodges every shot directed at him, covering himself with other.
Your foot all right?
Chirruit knocks down the last stormtrooper, but many more surround him. Suddenly, rapid blaster fire kills all the stormtroopers. It has come from Chirrut's friend, Baze Malbus.
You almost shot me.
Welcome.
Cassian, Jin, and K2SO emerge from a hiding spot. Clear of hostiles! Baze aims his blaster at K2SO at the side of the Imperial droid. One hostile! Jin jumps out in front of K2SO with her arms in the air.
He's with us!
They're all right.
K2SO removes their handcuffs.
Thanks.
Cassian, I'm sorry about the slap.
Go back to the ship. Wait for my call.
K2SO leaves obediently. Cassian turns to Baze, rubbing his wrists.
Is he a Jedi?
No Jedi anymore. Only dreamers like this fool.
The Force did protect me.
I protected you.
Can you get us to Saw Gerrera?
Can't you see we are no friends of the Empire?
Partisans suddenly surround the group. The rebels are disarmed and handcuffed again.
Tell that to the one who killed our men.
Anyone who kills me or my friends will answer to Saw Gerrera.
Why is that?
Well, I'll tell you, because I am the daughter of Galen Erso.
Take them.
Sacks are put over everyone's heads.
Are you kidding me? I'm blind.
Inside the prison cells in the partisan base, Chirruit, Baze, and Cassian are thrown into a cell altogether. In the next cell is Bodhi Rook, silently staring into space.
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
You pray?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Really?
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
He's praying for the door to open.
Partisan because he knows it is possible. Baze Malbus is once the most devoted guardian of us all.
I'm beginning to think the Force and I have different priorities.
Relax, Captain. We've been in worse cages than this one.
This is a first for me.
There's more than one sort of prison, Captain. It says that you carry yours wherever you go.
Outside of the prison, Jin is taken to see Saw Gerrera in his command room.
Jin, is it really you? I can't believe it.
Must be quite a surprise.
Are we not still friends?
The last time I saw you, you gave me a knife and a loaded blaster and told me to wait in a bunker until daylight.
I knew you were safe.
You left me behind.
You were already the best soldier in my friends.
I was 16.
I was protecting you.
You dumped me.
You were the daughter of an Imperial science officer. People were starting to figure that out. People who wanted to use you as a hostage. Not a day goes by that I don't think of you. But today, of all days, it's a trap, isn't it?
What?
The pilot, the message, all of it. Did they send you? Did you come here to kill me? There's not much of me left.
The Alliance wants my father. They think he sent you a message about a weapon. I guess they think by sending me, you might actually help them out.
So what is it that you want, Jean?
They wanted an introduction. They've got it. I'm out now. The rest of you can do what you want.
You care not about the cause.
The cause? Seriously? The Alliance? The rebels? Whatever it is you're calling yourself these days, all it's ever done is brought me pain.
You can stand to see the Imperial flag reign across the galaxy.
It's not a problem if you don't look up.
I have something to show you. Come.
The two walk towards a hollow pad lying on the floor. Switches a shot of Jeddah City. The Star Destroyer is seen leaving the city, followed by numerous TIE fighters and a smaller craft. The citizens look up in surprise as they hear its engines whirring to life. Interior Death Star. Grand Moff Tarkin and Director Krennic stand in the control room in front of a giant screen with the city of Jeddah pictured on it.
The Emperor is awaiting my report.
One had hoped that he and Lord Vader might have been here for such an occasion.
And I thought it prudent to save you from any potential embarrassment.
Your concern is hardly warranted.
If sane, it would only make it so.
All Imperial forces have been evacuated, and I stand ready to destroy the entire moon.
That won't be necessary. We need a statement, not a manifesto. The Holy City will be enough for the day.
Target Jeddah City. Prepare single reactor ignition.
Gunners get in their positions and prepare to fire. Sir, we're in position, ready to
fire.
Taro walks off to give the command to his officers. Commence primary ignition. In the partisan prison.
Who's the one in the next cell?
What? Where?
Baze looks through the hole in the wall and sees Bodhi.
Imperial pilot.
Pilot?
Kill him!
No, wait!
Come here.
No!
Back off!
Okay.
Cassian tries to talk to Bodhi in a calmer voice, but Bodhi keeps staring into space and mumbling.
Are you the pilot? Hey, are you the pilot? The shuttle pilot? Pilot?
What's wrong with him?
Galen Erso, you know that name?
I brought the message. I'm the pilot. I'm the pilot. I'm the pilot.
Okay, good. Now where is Galen Erso?
In the Death Star.
Stand by.
The camera pans to show levers being pulled. A gunner raises his hand and drops it as a signal. A bright array of lights comes on across the control panel. The Death Star eclipses the moon over Jeddah. A blinding green ray emerges from the reactor as two gunners manning it turn away to cover their eyes. In the partisan base.
This is the message I was sent.
The holoprojector lights up and a hologram of Galen Erso appears.
So, if you're watching this, then perhaps there is a chance to save the Alliance. Perhaps it's a chance to explain myself, and though I don't dare hope for too much, a chance for Jin, if she's alive. If you can possibly find her to let her know that my love for her has never faded, and how desperately I've missed her. Jin, my stardust, I can't imagine what you think of me. When I was taken, I faced some bitter truths. I was told that soon enough, Krennic would have you as well. As time went by, I knew that you were either dead or so well hidden that he would never find you. I knew if I refused to work, if I took my own life, it would only be a matter of time before Krennic realized He no longer needed me to complete the project. So I did the one thing that nobody expected. I lied. I learned to lie. I played the part of a beaten man resigned to the sanctuary of his work. I made myself indispensable. And all the while, I laid the groundwork of my revenge. We call it the Death Star. There is no better name, and the day is coming soon when it will be unleashed. I placed a weakness deep within the system, a flaw so small and powerful, they'll never find it. But Jin, if you're listening, my beloved, so much of my life has been wasted. I try to think of you only in the moments when I am strong, because the pain of not having you with me, your mother, our family, the pain of that loss is so overwhelming. The risk of failing even now. It's just so hard not to think of you. Think of where you are, my stardust. Saul, the reactor module, that's the key. That's the place I've laid my trap. It's well hidden and unstable. One blast in any part of it will destroy the entire station.
The Death Star blasts the holy city of Jeddah, vaporizing it in an instant.
You'll need the plans, the structural plans for the Death Star to find the reactor. I know there's a complete engineering archive in the data vault at the Citadel Tower on Scarif. Any pressurized explosion to the reactor module will set off a chain reaction that will destroy the entire station.
The hologram cuts off because of the earthquake going through the partisan base due to the Death Star's fire. Jin falls to her knees, crying. The partisans guarding the cells scream and scatter, leaving the prisoners behind. The three manage to break the lock and free themselves.
Go, go!
Cassian screams into his comlink.
K2, where are you?
The camera reveals K2SO and the U-Wing staring at the explosion of Jeddah. A huge earthquake is lifting rubble high into the air, and the shockwave is coming closer to his location. There you are. I'm standing by as you requested, although there's a problem on the horizon. There is no horizon.
Locate our position. Bring the ship here now!
Cassian breaks off from the group and runs off.
Where are you going?
Gotta find Jin. Get the pilot. We need him.
All right, I'll get the pilot.
Baze walks up to Bodhi's cell.
Pilot?
He aims his blaster at Bodhi.
No.
He fires, but the blaster hits the cell door, freeing Bodhi.
Let's go.
Cassian finds Jin with Saw in the control room. She's still on the floor, shocked by the hologram.
Jin, we've got to go. I know where your father is.
Go with him, Jin. You must go.
Come with us.
I will run no longer.
Come on.
But you must save yourself.
Come on.
Go. There's no time. Save the rebellion. Save the dream.
Jin and Cassian run off. Saw limps over to the window, rips his oxygen mask off, and silently watches the shockwave. In the Death Star, the staff and officers watch the giant screen in the control room as it shows them the destruction of Jeddah City. Krennic looks up in awe with a distant smile.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Outside the partisan base, partisans are seen running off and screaming as the shockwave comes closer.
Let's go.
Come on, let's get out of here.
They all pile into the U-Wing. Bodhi barely makes it on board as they close the door.
Get us out of here. Punch it.
K2SO is at the controls, starting the hyperdrive. I'm not very optimistic about our odds.
Let's not, Kay. Come on, punch it.
I haven't completed my calculations.
I'll make them for you. Boop,
Cassian grabs the hyperdrive lever and pulls it sharply. The U-Wing shifts into hyperspace and zips away from Jeddah seconds before the rubble from the shockwave destroys the mountain. In the Death Star, the officers talk quietly amongst themselves. Krennic walks by Tarkin, intentionally shoving him in the shoulder.
I believe I owe you an apology, Director Krennic. Your
tell
work exceeds all expectations.
That's right. You'll tell the Emperor as such.
I will tell him his patience with your misadventures have been rewarded with a weapon that will bring a swift end to the rebellion.
That was only an inkling of its destructive potential.
I will tell him that I will be taking control over the weapon I first spoke of years ago, effective immediately.
Krennic's face turns into a grimace. He starts yelling at Tarkin.
We stand here amid my achievement, not yours.
I'm afraid these recent security breaches have laid bare your inadequacies as a military director.
The breaches have been filled. Jeddah has been silenced.
You think this pilot acted alone? He was dispatched from installation on Edu, Galen Erso's facility.
We'll see about this.
Krennic walks off angrily, flanked by his death troopers. Tarkin turns away and pulls a smile. In the rebel base of Yavin 4, rebel communication experts sit at a control panel when one of them receives a message. He turns to General Draven.
Got a message from Captain Andor, sir. Weapon confirmed. Data destroyed. Mission target located on Edu. Please advise.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that was a line.
Destroyed. Proceed. Tell him my orders still stand. Tell him to proceed with haste and keep the plan. We have no idea what he's building for the Empire. We have to kill Galen Erso while we have the chance.
In hyperspace in the U-Wing, the group sits solemnly in the U-Wing.
Baze, tell me. All of it? The whole city? Tell me.
All of it.
Understood. Set a course for East Edu.
Setting
Is that
course
where
for
my
Edu.
Is that where my father is?
I think so.
So you're Galen's daughter.
You know him?
I'm Bodhi, the pilot.
You brought the message.
Yes, your father. He said I could get right by myself. He said I could make it right if I was brave enough and silenced to what was in my heart, do something about it. Guess it was too late.
It wasn't too late.
Seems pretty late to me.
No, we can beat the people who did this. My father's message, I've seen it. They call it the Death Star. But they have no idea there's a way to defeat it. You're wrong about my father.
He did build it.
Because he knew they'd do it without him. My father made a choice. He sacrificed himself for the rebellion. He rigged a trap inside of it. And that's why he sent you to bring that message.
Where is it? Where's the message?
It was a hologram.
You have that message, right?
Everything happened so fast.
Did you see it?
You don't believe me.
I'm not the one you have to convince.
I believe her.
That's good to know.
What kind of trap? You said your father made a trap.
The reactor. He placed a weakness there. He's been hiding it for years. He said if you can blow the reactor, the module, the whole system goes down. You need to send word to the Alliance.
I've done that.
They have to know that there's a way to destroy this thing. They have to go to Scarif to get the plans.
I can't risk sending that. We're in the heart of Imperial territory.
Then we'll find him and we'll bring him back and he can tell them himself.
Interior Death Star. Krennic stands next to Taro, visibly nervous.
Change characters. Sorry. Course set for Edu, sir.
Edu, Imperial Research Facility. The U-Wing flies carefully through the rainy, dark canyons of Edu. Cassian and K2SO pilot the ship, dodging constantly to avoid crashing.
I'm one of the Force, and the Force is with me.
20 degrees to the right, 10 degrees up.
No, lower.
Are you sure this is the way?
They have landing trackers. They have patrol squadrons. You got to stay in the canyon. Keep it low.
Watch your right!
The U-Wing maneuvers carefully between the canyons, barely avoiding a collision with a cliff. There's a 26% chance of failure.
How much farther?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I never really come this way, but we're close. We're close. I know that.
Well, now there's a 35% chance of failure.
I don't want to know, thank you.
I understand.
Now put it down now.
The wind.
If you keep going, you'll be right over the shuttle's depot. Watch out. The U-Wing hits...
The U-Wing hits its engine on a rock and the ship begins to fall. Hey!
Hold on tight, we're coming down hard!
The U-Wing lands roughly in a dark canyon. A ridge separates them from the bright lights of the Imperial facility. On Yavin 4, Draven and a rebel try to contact Cassian, but there's no signal. Draven slapped his hand on the table impatiently.
Fight him again. I am, sir. The signal's gone dead. Squadron up. Target Edu.
Edu, the group is trying to fix the U-Wing and get it back in the air, but nothing seems to work.
How about now? Check stabilizers.
Bodhi, where's the lab?
The research facility.
Yeah, where is it?
It's just over the ridge.
And that's a shuttle depot straight ahead of us. You're sure of that?
Yes. Well, we'll have to hope there's still an Imperial ship left to steal.
Here's what we're doing. Hopefully the storm keeps up and keeps us hidden down here. Bodhi, you're coming with me. We'll go up to the ridge and check it out.
I'm coming with you.
No, your father's message. We can't risk it. You're the messenger.
That's ridiculous. We all got the message. Everyone here knows it.
One blast the reactor module and the whole system goes down. That's how you said it. The whole system goes down.
Sorry. Get to work fixing our comms. All I want to do right now is get a handle on what we're up against. So we're going to do a very small and very carefully up.
Cassian pulls up his hood and disappears in the rain.
You look like a killer.
Face of a friend.
Who are you talking about?
Captain Andor.
Why do you ask that? What do you mean, does he look like a killer?
The Force moves darkly near a creature that's about to kill.
His weapon was in the sniper configuration. Jin goes pale and dashes off into the rain. On a rocky ridge.
No. We got to go up. You can't see much from down there. This way.
I'll be right behind you. Come on.
The two go over the ridge overlooking the Imperial facility, and Cassian looks for a good spot. In the U-wing, Chirruit is about to climb out of the craft when Baze stops him.
Where are you going?
I'm going to follow Jin. Her path is clear.
Alone?
I don't need. I have you.
What are they doing? If Cassian comes back, we're leaving without them. On a ridge overlooking the Imperial Research Facility, Cassian and Bodhi finally settle on the ridge and look at the facility through binoculars.
You see Erso out there?
Switches to Baze and Chirruit climbing the rocks somewhere in the area.
You've come too far.
Patience, my friend.
Bodhi spots Galen.
That's him, Galen, in the dark suit.
A shuttle zooms overhead, showering water over the two. They duck to avoid being caught in its headlights.
Get back down there and find us a ride out of here.
What are you doing?
You heard me.
You said we came here just to have a look.
I'm here. I'm looking. Go! Hurry!
On the landing platform in front of the research facility, Krennic's shuttle lands and he walks out, flanked by death troopers, heading toward a group of stormtroopers and engineers.
Excellent news, Galen. The battle station is complete. You must be very proud.
Proud as I can be, Krennic.
Gather your engineers. I have an announcement.
Switches to a shot of Jin running across the ridge to the giant staircase that goes up to the facility. Back on top, a group of engineers steps forward nervously.
Is that all of them?
Yes.
Gentlemen, one of you betrayed the Empire. One of you has conspired with a pilot to send messages to the rebellion. And I urge that traitor to step forward.
The engineers whisper and whimper and murmur among themselves. Krennic waits, seeing that no one replies. He gestures to his troopers.
Very well, I'll consider it a group effort then. Ready?
The death troopers raise their blasters.
No!
No, please!
Aim and...
The troopers stand with their rifles aimed. No! Just before the shooting begins, Galen jumps in front of his engineers to stop him. Cassian watches through the scope, aiming at Galen's head, but doesn't shoot.
Stop, Krennic. Stop. It was me. They have nothing to do with it. Spare them.
Krennic pauses, looking at him, then turns to his troopers. The engineers scream and fall under the fire. Krennic slaps Galen across the face and he falls to the ground.
How do I know the weapon is complete?
Let me share with you some details.
Jin climbs onto the platform using the ladder and throws a stormtrooper down into the abyss. Cassian watches the scene through his scope and notices her when K2SO comes in over the comlink. Cassian, can you hear me?
I'm here. You got it working?
Affirmative, yes, although we have a problem. There's an Alliance squadron approaching. Switches to a shot of the canyon, then pans to show an X-Wing squadron approaching the facility.
To the area.
No. Tell them to hold up. Jin's on that platform.
Jeddah. Saw Gerrera, his band of fanatics, their holy city, the last reminder of the Jedi, gone.
You'll never win.
I've heard that before.
K2SO attempts to reach the rebel base to delay the attack. Yavin 4, a rebel comms expert, calls General Draven come over. Relay from Captain Andor.
General?
Captain Andor is requesting a delay on squadron support. Alliance forces on site. Please confirm.
Get squadron leader on. Get him on now. They're already engaged, sir.
Jin, no!
The rebel squadron begins shooting at the platform, and there are several explosions. Baze stares at the attack in horror. On the platform, Krennic and his troops take cover. Jin sneaks by unnoticed and hides behind a container.
Return fire! To your stations! Get our fighters in the air now!
In the chaos, Galen gets up and Jin runs out towards him.
Father!
Krennic and Galen hear her at the same time and turn around. Krennic pulls out his blaster, but before he can shoot, an explosion rocks the platform, knocking all three to the ground. TIE fighters burst out of the hangars and engage the X-Wings. There are instantly several casualties on both sides. A few Imperial gunners are seen in an
Pew, 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 pew.
as they shoot down at the rebel craft. Fall back! Fall back! Captain Taro runs up to Krennic and helps him up. They begin hurrying to the shuttle, guarded by death troopers. Switches to Chirruit Imwe, who breathes in his hand, then pulls a bow off his shoulder, aims and fires blindly at a TIE fighter, shooting it down and directing the falling fighter at the ion cannon, which explodes in flames.
Director, we need to evacuate.
Jin gets up slowly and runs across the burning platform to her father, who has been wounded in the explosion. She kneels by his side, but Krennic's shuttle takes off and pours water all over her. She loses her balance and slides across the platform, almost falling into a hole made by the explosions. She crawls back up and runs to her father, kneeling by his side.
Papa, it's me. It's Jin.
Jin. Stardust.
Papa, I've seen your message. The hologram, I've seen it.
Must be destroyed.
I know. We will.
Jin, look at you. There's so much I have to tell you.
He goes silent and his hand falls from hers as he closes his eyes. Jin's eyes fill with tears.
Papa, no. No. Papa, come on.
Stormtroopers emerge from the facility and are about to begin shooting.
Over there, take him down.
Cassian's shots take the troopers down and he runs over to Jin to take her away.
Pew, pew! Come on, Jin. We've got to go. Come on.
I can't leave him.
Listen to me. He's gone. There's nothing you can do. Come on.
I can't leave him.
Come on. Help me. Move.
More stormtroopers appear and the pair ducks into the cover as the stormtroopers are mowed down by Baze.
Down. Come on. Come on.
Cassian and Jin make their way to the stolen Imperial cargo shuttle that hovers in the air, taking down the stormtroopers chasing them. In the cabin, K2SO and Bodhi pilot the shuttle. Well done. You're a rebel now. All the rebels get into the shuttle and Bodhi helps them up the ramp.
Let's go. Come on, let's move. Come on, let's get out of here. Move. Okay, K2, let's go. Copy
that. The shuttles take off as the Imperial facility bursts into flames in the background. It shakes violently in the storm raging over Edu.
Ion thrusters low until we clear the storm.
Understood. Jin walks over to Cassian inside the shuttle and confronts him.
You lied to me.
You're in shock.
You went up there to kill my father.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Deny it.
You're in shock, and I'm looking for some place to put it. I've seen it before.
I bet you have. They know. You lied about why we came here, and you lied about why we went up alone.
I had every chance to pull the trigger, but did I? Did I?
You might as well have. My father was living proof, and you put him at risk. Those were Alliance bombs that killed him.
I had orders. Orders that I disobeyed. But you wouldn't understand that.
Orders? When you know that they're wrong, you might as well be a stormtrooper.
What do you know? We don't all have the luxury of deciding when and where we want to care about something. Suddenly, the rebellion is real for you. Some of us live it. I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old. You're not the only one who lost everything. Some of us just decided to do something about it.
You can't talk your way around this.
I don't have to. Yavin 4, make sure they know we're coming in with a stolen ship. Anybody else?
Mustafar switches to the shot of the planet Mustafar, following Krennic's shuttle that is heading to a pyramid-shaped building standing on the edge of a cliff with lava streaming down it. The shuttle lands on a landing platform, and the camera switches to a blast door in front of which a hooded man stands. The door slides open, and the man walks to a dark room with royal guards by the door and a Bacta tank in the center. The man, who is Vader's servant Vani, kneels down in front of the tank.
My lord, Director Krennic has arrived.
The Bacta fluid level drops, and the camera reveals Vader's body suspended in the tank. Vani turns away as Vader begins breathing, switches to a grand hallway in the castle. Krennic waits anxiously as the sliding doors open, and Vader walks out to meet him.
Director Krennic,
Lord Vader.
you seem unsettled.
No, just pressed for time. There's a great many things to attend to.
My apologies. You do have a great many things to explain.
I've delivered the weapon the Emperor requested. I deserve an audience to make certain he understands its remarkable potential.
Its power to create problems will certainly often confront a city destroyed, an Imperial facility openly attacked.
It was Governor Tarkin that suggested the test.
You were not summoned here to grovel.
No, it's
Okay. There is no Death Star. The Senate has been informed that Jeddah was destroyed in a mining disaster.
yes, my lord.
I expect you to not rest until you can assure the Emperor that Galen Erso has not compromised this weapon in any way.
Vader starts walking away. Krennic takes a small pause.
So I'm still in command. You'll speak to the Emperor about...
He stops abruptly, grabs himself by the collar, and falls to his knees, choking. Vader extends a hand and turns around.
Don't choke on your aspirations.
Yavin 4, the Rebellion's War Council is gathered at a large table in the command center. Rebel senators and leaders argue while pilot squads and technicians crowd around, murmuring nervously.
Scatter the fleet. We have no recourse but to surrender.
Are we really talking about the disbanding something that we've worked so hard to create?
Can't just give in.
We've joined an alliance, not a suicide pact.
We've only now managed to gather our forces.
Gather our forces? General Draven's already blown up an Imperial base.
A decision needed to be made.
If it's a war you want, you'll fight alone.
If that's the way it's going, why have an alliance at all?
Tell them the truth. We need to act now.
Counselors, please.
It is simple. The Empire has a means of mass destruction. The Rebellion does not.
A Death Star. This is nonsense.
What reason would my father have to lie? What benefit would it bring him?
To lure our forces into a final battle. Destroy us once and for all.
To risk everything based on what? The testimony of a criminal? The dying words of her father? An Imperial scientist?
Don't forget the Imperial pilot.
My father gave his life so that we may have a chance to defeat this.
So you've told us.
So-
If the Empire has this kind of power, what chance do we have?
What chance do we have? The question is, what choice? Run, hide, plead for mercy, scatter your forces? You give way to an enemy this evil with this much power, and you condemn the galaxy to an entire eternity of submission. The time to fight is now.
Yes!
Hell yeah, bitch. Every moment you waste is another step closer to the ashes of Jeddah.
What is she proposing?
Just let the girl speak.
Send your best troops to Scarif. Send the whole rebel fleet if you have to. We need to capture the Death Star plans if there is any hope of destroying it.
You're asking us to invade an Imperial installation based on nothing but hope?
Jin's voice trembles and she looks like she's about to shed a tear.
Rebellions are built on hope.
There is no hope.
I say we fight.
I say the rebellion is finished.
I'm sorry, Jin. Without the full support of the council, the odds are too great.
The counselors whisper inaudibly. Bail Organa looks defeated. Jin pushes through the crowd and leaves, followed by glances. After a momentary pause, Bodhi rushes after her. The meeting scatters, murmuring in disapproval. In the main hangar, Jin makes her way to Baze and Chirruit, looking angry.
General Syndulla, please report to the briefing room.
Look happy.
They prefer to surrender.
And you?
She wants to fight.
So do I. We all do.
Force is strong.
I'm not sure 4 of us is quite enough.
How many do we need?
What are you talking about?
Cassian appears from behind her with a group of about 30 rebels.
They were never going to believe you.
I appreciate the support.
But I do. I believe you. We'd like to volunteer. Some of us. Most of us. We've done our terrible things on behalf of the rebellion. We're spies, saboteurs, assassins. Everything I did for the rebellion. And every time I walked away from something, I wanted to forget. And I told myself it was for a cause that I believed in, a cause that was worth it. Without that, we're lost. Everything we've done would have been for nothing. I couldn't face myself if I gave up on that now. None of us could. It won't be comfortable.
It'll be a bit crammed, but we'll all fit. We could go.
Okay, gear up. Grab anything that's not nailed down. Go, go, go!
The rebels scatter to gather weapons and supplies. Jin stands with a weak smile on her face. Jin, I'll be there for you. Cassian said I had to.
I'm not used to people sticking around when things go bad.
Welcome home.
Jin and Cassian return to the Imperial shuttle they had arrived on.
Go team to intelligence office for extraction mission report.
Once they're inside, the assembled rebel crew stands up to greet them.
May the force be with us.
There are several cheers and small applause from the team. The shuttle door closes.
Cargo shuttle, read back please. What's going on out there? That ship's off limits. No one's supposed to be on board until further instructions.
Jin sits next to Bodhi, concerned and nudging him to talk to the controller.
Yes, we are affirmative.
That's an impound Imperial ship. What's your call sign, pilot?
Jin looks up at him and mouths,
We have to go.
It's
Say something. Come on.
Rogue One.
Rogue One? There is no Rogue One.
well, there is now.
Rogue One pulling away.
Pulling away. The shuttle takes off and leaves Yavin 4, switches to a brief shot of the flight control tower with a rebel officer watching them leave. The gas giant Yavin is seen in the background, switches to a shot of Mon Mothma and Bail Organa walking through the HQ.
Despite what the others say, war is inevitable.
Yes, I agree. I must return to Alderaan to inform my people that there will be no peace. We will need every advantage.
Your friend, the Jedi.
He served me well during the Clone Wars, and has lived in hiding since the Emperor's purge. Yes, I will send for him.
You need someone you can trust.
I would trust her with my life.
He turns around and leaves, greeting Captain Antilles on his way.
Captain Antilles, I have a mission for you.
Senator?
The shuttle sails through hyperspace with engines whooshing loudly. It jumps out of hyperspace and the camera pans to follow it across the surface of the large tropical planet of Scarif. A blockade of 2 Star Destroyers and a defensive shield hangs above the surface.
Okay, we're coming in. There's a planet-wide defensive shield with a single main entry gate. The shuttle should be equipped with an access code that allows us through.
Assuming the Empire hasn't logged it in as overdue.
Or stolen.
And if they have?
Then they shut the gate and we're all alienated in the cold, dark vacuum of space.
The shuttle passes under the massive hull of a Star Destroyer. Not me. I can survive in space.
Okay, here it goes.
He contacts the shield gate via comms.
Cargo shuttle SW0608. Requesting a landing pad.
Cargo shuttle SW0608, you're not listed on the arrival schedule.
Acknowledge, gate control. We're rerouted from Edu flight situation, transmitting clearing code now.
Transmitting. There's a tense silence as they wait for clearance. Jin pulls out the necklace her mother gave her, smiles and closes her eyes. Cassian climbs up the ladder and looks anxiously at Bodhi.
Cargo shuttle SW0608, you are cleared for entry.
Bodhi immediately lets out a relieved cry.
Woo! Yes.
Impressive.
I'll tell the others.
Okay.
She goes down the ladder as Bodhi pilots the shuttle through the shield gate. There is an announcement of a tractor beam test in the background as they descend.
SW0608, clear for landing pad 9. Acknowledge, please.
SW0608 proceeding to LP9 as instructed.
The shuttle gets closer to the surface and a tall pyramidal tower with a dish at the top comes into view.
The maid building down there. What is that?
That's the Citadel Tower. They keep all the Imperial structure archives in there. If the plans are anywhere, they'll be there.
The dish atop, what's it for?
Because it takes a lot of signals to send those data files out.
Landing track engaged.
Landing track locked.
Downstairs, Jin notices the rebels silently sitting in the hold of the shuttle, all looking tense and worried. She catches Baze's eye, and Cassian climbs down to make an announcement.
We're landing. We're coming in.
Jin gets up, swallows, and starts speaking to lift the morale. As she begins, rebels lift their heads to listen.
Saw Gerrera used to say, one fighter with a sharp stick and nothing left to lose can take the day. They have no idea that we're coming. They have no reason to expect us. If we can make it to the ground, we'll take the next chance and the next, on and until we win or the chances are spent. The Death Star plans are down there. Cassian, K2, and I will find them. We'll find a way to find them.
Melshi, Pal, Baze, Chirruit, you'll take the main squad. Move east and get wide of the ship. Find a position between here and the tower. Once you get the best spot, light the place up. Make 10 men feel like 100.
All right.
And get those troopers away from us.
What should I do?
Keep the engine running. You're our only way out of here.
The shuttle finally lands on LP9 and an inspection team of an officer, flight controller, and 2 stormtroopers walks out to meet them.
Cargo shuttle SW0608. Be prepared to receive inspection, team.
Ready?
Bodhi opens the door to the shuttle, and the inspection team sees nothing but an empty cargo hold.
Hello?
Hey, you're probably looking for a manifest.
That would be helpful.
It's just down here.
Bodhi smiles and points to the ladder leading downstairs. At the same time, Krennic's shuttle emerges from hyperspace and descends into the shield gate. Krennic is on board with his bodyguards.
Director Krennic, we are entering the Scaff shield gate. General Armada has been informed of your arrival.
On Scarif, 2 rebels are seen dragging the body of a stormtrooper into the shuttle. Jin and Cassian are putting on their disguise uniforms. Once they're done, Jin walks out to say goodbye to the crew. She holds Chirrut's hands and he smiles. Baze gives a gentle hand on her shoulder.
Good luck, little sister.
They both smile softly. Cuts to Bodhi watching a few Imperials outside the shuttle. Once they turn away, he yells downstairs to the rebel crew.
Go, now, you're clear. You're still clear.
All right, let's go. Come on, move, move, move.
The rebels open a hatch at the bottom of the shuttle and jump onto the ground, scattering in their assigned positions. In turn, Jin and Cassian in Imperial disguise and K2SO walk out of the shuttle and head towards the elevator that will take them to the facility. As the rebels disappear into the tropical forest, K2SO, Jin, and Cassian walk into the elevator and watch the doors close. I have a bad feeling about...
Kay!
Quiet.
What? The doors close, cutting them off. The elevator slides towards the tower at the same time as Krennic's shuttle lands right next to it.
We need a map.
Well, I'm sure there's one just lying around.
You know what you have to do.
The elevator door opens and they walk out into a hallway of the facility full of Imperial officers and stormtroopers. On their way, they pass a droid identical to K2SO and exchange glances when he walks by. Meanwhile, the rebel assault team is giving out thermal detonators as they watch an Imperial hangar in the distance. 1 per pad, pick your spot. We want to draw them out. I'll call the timing. Go. Stormtroopers walk across the hangar, chatting peacefully.
Hey, did you hear the rumors?
Yeah, the T-15s have been marked obsolete.
Oh boy, it's about time for that.
Hey! They don't even have time to react when Chirrut jumps out of the bushes and knocks them out with his staff, then disappears just as quickly. The rebel forces run by unnoticed. Another stormtrooper hears someone coughing behind him and turns around to see Baze just before he is dropped to the ground. Rebels plant their detonators on the landing pads and scatter.
Watch out!
What the? The stormtrooper is electrocuted to the neck by Baze. Cuts to Krennic walking across the command center of the tower, followed by General Ramda.
Director, what brings you to Scarif?
Galen Erso. I want every dispatch, every transmission he has ever sent called up for inspection.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
In the hallways of the facility, Jin, Cassian, and K2SO are hiding in a small nook while K2SO hacks into the Imperial droid they had noticed before. Both the droid's eyes start blinking. Cuts to the rebel group taking positions in front of the elevator entrance.
Kay?
Our optimal route to the data vault places only 89 stormtroopers in our path. We will make it in no more than 33% of the way before we are killed. Jin looks up at Cassian, worried. He pulls out a comm link and contacts Melshi.
Melshi, talk to me.
Ready? Ready? Standing by. Cassian looks at Jin and she nods from behind her helmet.
Light it up.
The rebels set off their detonators and a chain reaction of explosions go off. Stormtroopers walking by are killed instantly. Krennic, standing in the command center, overhears the blasts and look out the window. The officers gather around to look.
Are we blind? Deploy the garrisons! Move!
Krennic swallows nervously, cuts to Jin, Cassian, and K2 walking across a corridor when a battalion of stormtroopers run past them and they move aside, realizing the distraction worked. Inside the Rogue One shuttle, rebels spot the stormtroopers.
Troopers! Troopers! Troopers on the left! Get in! Get in!
The rebels hide in the depths of the shuttle and stay hidden. The ones in cover emerge from behind the containers and start shooting the stormtroopers. In the Death Star control room, Grand Moff Tarkin stands in front of a large screen when General Ramodi walks up. Sir, Scarif Base, they're reporting a rebel incursion.
I want to speak to Director Krennic.
He's there, sir, on Scarif.
The original plans for the station are kept there, are they not?
They are.
Prepare for the jump to hyperspace and inform Lord Vader.
Tarkin pulls a smirk. Back in the facility, the trio walk into a room where an officer is at a control panel next to the archives entrance.
Can I help you?
That won't be necessary. K2SO slams the officer on the head and takes control of the panel. On Yavin 4, a rebel private runs across the whole HQ to reach Mon Mothma, Merrick, and Draven, yelling.
Senator! Senator!
Merrick grabs a soldier and stops him from reaching Mon.
Stop right there, Private.
Let him speak.
Intercepted Imperial transmission, ma'am. Rebels on Scarif.
I need to speak to Admiral Raddus.
He's returned to his ship. He's gonna fight.
Back on Scarif, the rebels are engaging Imperial forces in a fierce battle. It is unclear who's winning. A rebel screams as he gets shot.
No!
On Yavin 4, rebel crews are hurrying to their ships as an announcement rings across the PA. R2-D2 and C-3PO watch from the shadows of the hangar.
Attention all flight personnel. Please report to your commanders immediately. Attention all flight personnel, please report to your commanders immediately. You have been redirected to Scarif. Pilots, you'll be briefed by your squadron leaders en route. May the Force be with you.
Scarif? They're going to Scarif? Why does no one tell me anything? R2.
Melshi and his crew are still engaged in the battle. Forward! Forward!
Keep drawing them out.
In the control room in the tower, Imperials are panicking as they contact their landing pads. Krennic looks desperate.
Pad 12, report to ground. Coming out our flank, we outnumbered.
Pad 12 team, what's going on down there? Status, please. All pads report in immediately.
Oh no, we have rebels everywhere.
We're taking fire, Pad 12. Pad 14, request assistance.
Bodhi takes the opportunity and directs the Imperials away with an announcement of his own.
This is Pad 2. Pad 2, I spot 40 rebels heading west on Pad 2. Get on there. Tell him pinned down by rebels on Pad 5.
This is Pad 5. We're being overrun. Help us.
Pad 12, Pad 10, Pad 8, please confirm. Confirm and report. Get reinforcements down to Pad 5 immediately.
Cassian, Jin, and K2SO are busy trying to open the archive door.
This isn't working, Kay.
Right hand. Jin grabs Cassian's hand and presses it to the scanner. Immediately, the door slides open. Back on the beach, Chirruit overhears a thumping noise and falls to the ground shaking. He yells at Baze to turn around, and he sees a massive AT-ACT emerging from the jungle and shooting at the rebel forces.
Baze! Baze!
What?
Run! Carabas, AT-AT!
Retreat! Retreat!
The rebels scatter, many falling under fire. At the same time, the rebel fleet emerges out of space over the defensive shield.
This is Admiral Raddus of the Rebel Alliance. All squadron leaders report in.
Admiral, this is Blue Leader standing by. This is Gold Leader standing by.
This is Red Leader standing by.
An Imperial Shield crew member alerts his commander of the rebel fleet.
Sir, those are rebel ships.
Get Admiral Gorin immediately.
Down on Scarif, Krennic has been alerted too.
Director, the rebel fleet is amassing outside the shield.
Lock down the base. Lock down.
Close the shield.
And close the shield. I'm sorry.
Do it.
In the air, the rebels are getting into formations to attack the shield and get past the blockade.
Red and Gold Squadron, attack formations. Defend the fleet. Blue Squadron, get to the surface before they close the gates.
Copy you, Admiral. Blue Squadron, on me.
Copy, Blue Leader.
Copy, Blue Leader.
We won't have long.
Aboard the shield gate, officers are hurrying to close down the base. An officer pushes a button and the gate slowly closes.
Close the field aperture. Now, close it!
Rebel pilots racing towards the shield pull up in panic, but not all of them manage to. A few ships crash onto the surface of the shield and explode.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
Pull up! Back on Scarif, K2SO calls out to Jin as he intercepts transmissions. Rebel fleet has arrived.
What?
There's fighting on the beach. They've locked down the base. They've closed the shield gate. Jin runs over to him and Cassian.
What does that mean? We're trapped?
Cassian gives her a grim look, and she nods solemnly. We could transmit the plans to the rebel fleet. We'd have to get a signal out to tell them it's coming. It's the size of the data files. That's the problem. They'll never get through. Someone has to take that shield gate down.
Bodhi, can you hear me? Bodhi, tell me you're out there, Bodhi.
Hello, I'm here. We're standing by. They've started fighting the bases on lockdown.
I know, listen to me. The rebel fleet is up there. You've got to tell them to blow a hole in the shield gate so we can transmit the plans.
Wait, I can't. I'm not hooked into the common tower. We're not tied in.
It's the only way we're getting to them out here. Find a way. Get our backs, or cover our backs.
You'll need this. You wanted one, right?
Your behavior, Jin Erso, is continually unexpected.
Jin, come on.
The AT-AT is preparing to fire at the remaining few rebels.
Fire on my command.
Baze loads a rocket launcher and fires at the neck of the AT-AT, but the walker only flinches and lifts its head back up. However, it's instantly shot by an X-Wing coming out of nowhere with a few more following it. The rebels erupt in cheers.
Look!
Inside the shuttle, Bodhi prepares to make a run for it. Another rebel stops him.
Get ready. We're going to have to go out there.
What are you doing?
They closed the shield gate. We're stuck here, but the rebel fleet is pulling in. We just have to get a signal strong enough to get through to them and let them know we're trapped down here. For that, we have to connect the communications tower. Now, I can patch us in over here, the landing pad, but you have to get on the radio. Get one of the guys out there to find a master switch. Get them to activate the connections between us and that comm tower.
Okay.
Then go.
Raddus and his crew sit aboard the Mon Calamari cruiser bridge.
What's going on down there, Lieutenant?
Unknown, sir. We can't raise them. All rebel frequencies are blocked.
Keep trying. Engage those Star Destroyers and let's start probing that shield.
Yes, sir.
The Red Squadron pilots are busy shooting at the shield gate and dodging shots from cannons built on top of it. An X-Wing is hit and goes down in flames.
We're going in. Stay with me.
Jin and Cassian are in a small control room in the archive tower, searching for the location of the plans. K2SO is outside by the control panel. Schematics bank, data tower 2.
How do I find that?
Searching. I can locate the tape, but you'll need the handles for extraction.
What are we supposed to do with these? Whoa.
They turn around to see the vault door closing. K2SO is surrounded by stormtroopers and tries to point them away. Well, finally...
Wait, stop.
The trooper notices the officer on the floor. The rebels, they went over there! Cassian speaks into the comm link, revealing himself.
Kay, what's going on out there? Kay!
Before the stormtroopers can shoot, K2 reacts. There's one. Oh well. He beats up the troopers easily. Up in the sky, the bombers are preparing to attack. Just as they start the attack run, TIE fighters come in from the shield and swarm the rebel fleet.
Red Leader, this is Gold Leader. We're starting our attack run on the shield gate. Keep it tight and watch out for those towers.
More fighters! Form up at 65!
Sir, enemy fighters coming in.
The TIEs zoom past the Mon Calamari cruiser bridge.
Melji, come in. Are you there? Bodhi will send a signal from here. He is patching us in, but you guys have to open up a line for the tower.
How? Please advise.
There's a master switch to the base of the comm tower.
Master switch. Describe. What are we looking for?
What does it look like? The master switch? Where is it?
Merrick leads his blue squadron into attack, covering the rebels on the beach.
2 wings. Reinforce those troops on the beach. All fighters on me. We have to shield them from air attack.
Troop reinforcements, here we go.
A craft full of reinforcements lands and disembarks on the beach with a war cry, attacking the stormtroopers.
Jeddah!
Jeddah! The rebels attempting to take down the shield are having no effect on it and are still pressed by TIE fighters.
We're having no effect on that shield.
How much more can the thing take?
Still Coast Guard 5, where are you going?
I'm trying to lose them. This is Red 5. I need help.
Red 5 is caught in the scopes of a TIE pilot and goes down in flames. Up in the tower, Jin and Cassian are going through archive after archive.
Hyperspace tracking, navigational systems.
2 screens down, structural engineering. Open that one. A stormtrooper walks in and K2 shoots him without even looking his way. Up in the air, the battle rages on. The more advanced TIE strikers are now chasing down the rebels.
Got one on my tail.
I'm on it.
Bodhi connects the cable to the radio while Jin keeps rummaging through engineering files.
Project codename Stellar Sphere, Mark Omega, Pax Aurora, War Mantle, Cluster Prism, Black Saber.
She stops dead in her tracks.
What?
Stardust. That's it.
How do you know that?
I know because it's me.
Bodhi is fiddling with wires when he is surprised by a stormtrooper aiming at him.
Hey, you. Identify yourself.
I can explain.
Incoming fire, take over.
The trooper yells at his colleague but is shot down instantly by the rebels.
Okay, we need the file for Stardust.
Stardust.
That's it.
Okay.
Climb. You can still send the plans to the fleet. If they open the shield gate, you can broadcast from the tower. Locking the vault door now. His voice gets high-pitched and he starts closing the door hurriedly as a squad of stormtroopers burst into the room, shooting at him. With his last effort, he punches the vault door shut.
K!
Goodbye. K2SO's eyes go dark.
K!
Krennic is standing at the window nervously when news arrives.
Sir, unauthorized access at the data vault.
What?
It's just come in, sir.
Send my guard squadron into battle. 2 men with me. Get that beach under control.
Cassian calls out to Bodhi via comlink.
Bodhi, are you there? Have you got the switch?
I can't get to the shuttle. I can't plug it in.
You have to. They have to hit the gate. If the shield's open, we can send the plans.
Merrick is hit by a TIE striker shot and goes down just as a blue pilot warns him.
General, behind you.
Step back.
Jin shoots a hole through the glass in the control room, opening up an alternative exit. A TIE fighter hits the wing of Blue 11 and the pilot screams. The beach battle rages on. No side seems to be winning so far, but a squad of death troopers arrives. Inside the tower, Jin takes off her uniform jacket and climbs out the window. They jump over from the wall to the archives at a dazzling height.
Come on!
Miller, come in, please.
I'm tied in on my end. I just need an open line. Hold on. The master switch, it's over at that console.
I'm going.
He peeks out, but is instantly shot by a sniper death trooper. Jin is in. Jin, in turn, almost drops the data disk, but grabs it at the last moment and straps it onto her belt. Krennic is seen walking rapidly towards an elevator.
I've got it.
Careful! You okay?
The master switch remains untouched. Chirruit emerges from his cover and walks across the battlefield, immune to all shots, as he mumbles his words like a mantra.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Chirruit!
I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force, and the Force. I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me.
Chirruit, come back!
Chirruit ignores it and pulls the master switch blindly.
Yes! Yes!
Keep going! Keep going!
Jin keeps climbing up to the exit hatch. Krennic emerges from an elevator door and after a brief exchange shoots Cassian and he falls off the tower onto one of the bars below.
Cassian.
Chirruit, come with me!
Chirruit is hit by an explosion and Baze runs to him in slow motion.
Chirruit, don't go! I'm here. It's okay.
Look for the Force.
Chirruit.
You will always find me. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me.
I am with the Force.
The rebel cruiser is taking heavy damage.
Reflector shield's down to 50%. We're sustaining heavy damage.
There's no turning back now. We have to press the attack.
Hit that opening.
The opening.
We see it, Cold Leader. Ion torpedoes away.
The Gold Squadron launches torpedoes at the ISD and power goes out on the massive vessel.
What's happening?
Lost engine power, sir.
The Star Destroyer is disabled.
This is Rogue One calling any Alliance ships that can hear me. Is there anybody up there? This is Rogue One. Come in, over.
This is Admiral Raddus. Rogue One, we hear you.
We have the plans. They found the Death Star plans. They have to transmit them to the communications tower. You have to take them down the shield gate. It's the only way to get them through.
Call up a Hammerhead Corvette. I have an idea. Stand by, Rogue One. We're on it.
This is for you, Galen.
Force is with me. I am with the Force.
A Hammerhead Corvette is seen speeding towards the disabled ISD at full power. The crew braces for impact.
Corvette 5 locked on target. Prepare for impact. Sublight thrusters, full power!
The Corvette crashes into the side of the disabled ISD, bringing it towards the second destroyer. A horrible collision forces the destroyers to fall slowly towards the shield gate, breaking it in half. Imperial crew members scream in pain as the ships go down, exploding. Jyn climbs out of the hatch, avoiding its sharp edges, and races to the antenna to send off the plans, but encounters a problem.
Reset antenna alignment, reset antenna alignment, reset antenna alignment, reset antenna alignment.
Jyn looks over to the side of the tower where there is another control panel, but a TIE striker almost shoots her off the edge. She barely makes it up and fixes the antenna. Reverse engines, full power.
Antenna alignment, ready to transmit.
Jyn turns away to hear the click of a blaster and Krennic aiming said blaster at her.
Who are you?
You know who I am. Jyn Erso, daughter of Galen and Lyra, and you've lost.
Oh, I have I?
My father's revenge. He built a flaw in the Death Star. He put a fuse in the middle of your machine, and I've just told the entire galaxy how to light it.
The shield is up. Your signal will never reach the rebel base. All the ships in here will be destroyed. I lose nothing but time. You, on the other hand, die with the rebellion.
He never finishes as Cassian shoots him in the shoulder and Jyn sends off the plans in a hurry.
Ew!
Transmitting. Oh, this is me as well. Oh, Admiral, I'm receiving transmission from Scarif.
Jyn rushed to the unconscious Krennic to kill him, but Cassian drags her away.
Hey, leave it, that's it, let's go.
Transmission received.
Admiral, we have the plans.
She did it.
In the elevator back to the landing pad, Cassian and Jyn smile at each other weakly.
Think anybody's listening?
I do. Someone's out there.
The Mon Cala cruiser has received the transmissions, but someone catches a massive object on the horizon. It's the Death Star. Krennic opens his eyes, and a look of horror flashes on his face as he sees it too.
Sir, we're detecting a massive object emerging from hyperspace.
Aboard the Death Star stand Tarkin and Ramodi, ready to give the command to fire. Sir, shall I begin targeting their fleet?
Lord Vader will handle the fleet. Target the base at Scarif. Single reactor ignition.
Yes, sir.
You might fire when ready.
Commence primary ignition. The Death Star control panels are ignited and the same green ray emerges from the reactor. Krennic watches silently as it fires, destroying the antenna and hitting the ocean, where a giant wave rises from the impact. Raddus watches the destruction from above.
Rogue One, may the Force be with you. All ships, prepare for jump to hyperspace.
Just before the fleet can make the jump, the Devastator jumps out of hyperspace, and Darth Vader stands on the bridge as his ISD destroys the remnants of the rebel fleet. On the beach, Jin and Cassian hug as they fall onto the sand and watch the wave come toward them.
I'm glad you came.
Your father would have been proud of you, Jin.
The music intensifies, and the two watch the wave with tears in their eyes as it engulfs them. Everything goes silent. On board the Devastator, Vader is preparing to board the cruiser.
The rebel flagship is disabled, my lord, but has received transmission from the surface.
Prepare a boarding party.
Yes, my lord.
On the cruiser, the rebels barely get the plans onto a hard drive and race to the escape pods, but some of them are cut off by a locked door.
Hurry!
Let's go.
Gotta go now.
Hurry, let's go.
It's stuck.
Hey, help.
The music stops and only the sirens blare in the darkness. Then someone starts breathing, and a crimson lightsaber ignites, revealing Darth Vader himself.
Open fire!
Help us.
It's a jammed.
Yes. Vader slaughters the rebels easily and cold-bloodedly, despite all their efforts. Someone manages to pass on the plans to the outside before being impaled by his saber. The survivors run to the Tantive IV that's docked to the cruiser.
Pull it!
Here, take it, take it!
Launch!
The smaller ship launches the second Vader makes his way to it. He stands on the side of the cruiser watching the Tantive leave. On board the smaller ship, Captain Antilles finds Princess Leia of Alderaan.
Make sure you secure the airlock, and prepare the escape pods. Your Highness, the transmission we received. What is it they've sent us?
Leia turns around and smiles.
Hope.
The ship goes into hyperspace and the rebellion officially begins. The end.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
wish I could have
Yay.
put my hair up into buns for that.
Yeah, that's the best I had.
I'm sorry, I tried.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all later.